Cool.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm really into like video games, anime. I'm really nerdy. I do IT, cybersecurity is what I'm majoring in right now. And yeah, I'm really excited for this.
Hmm. Shut up. I want to talk to you right now. I'm not going to deny that. I probably would have laughed my I probably would have laughed my ass off at you too. Thanks. Thanks. I- yeah, Ada. What do you like? Mm, mm, I'll agree with that. So where's the commander? Mm, the Alderman. Mm, mm. Did he leave any orders? Okay, well, you pair do patrols after you have your shower, bath, and we'll pick up after I come back from seeing the commander and see what needs to happen. Was it muted or it was?
Okay. Can you guys hear me now? What? Why is this happening again?
No,
Bloody fucking
no.
hell. Okay. I do not think that stream because it was on Streamlabs end, so that did not catch my audio. So
Ah.
I am super super sorry, but I'm not gonna go back and fix it. Let's take it from the top, because I don't know tech support evidently, and I also have caffeine. um. Well, I was wondering why I was looking down at the bar and I'm like, when I'm talking, it doesn't shine green.
Mm.
Oh, oh my gosh. Erg, erg. All right.
Murphy's
Recapping.
Law.
So just to kind of recap the recap. Oh my goodness. Moshi came into town a few weeks ago and became friends with an elderly retired farmer over sweet buns. And the retired farmer and Moshi's young new neighbor passed away of mysterious illness. Um, it was through that mysterious illness that investigators from the High Realm and the Hall of Memory came by to see what was going on. Moshi was initially suspected in the deaths, but the Um, but when Zamona from the Hall of Memory came down, she's like, this isn't anyone's fault, essentially. So Moshi was cleared of suspicion with local civil enforcement, but not before stoking a rivalry with with Hada, one of the local enforcers. Then our party aided the garden's caretakers by investigating what seemed to be a haunted crypt. It turns out that the crypt that housed that spirit had a young Ikurin or horse foal fall into it, and so the spirit woke up to try and find someone to come rescue the foal. And in reuniting that foal with the mothers, Yunori took a big hit by the mother, and that is where we left off, is in the middle of joking about that. But the alderman grabbed the captain of the vanguard up to his property, and that is where we are currently discussing if any orders were left. And yes, okay, are we good?
Yeah,
To
I think so.
err as human.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. But yes, yeah, no, he did not leave any orders. The alderman came and got him before he left any orders. So I'm gonna take some time off. I'm gonna head up to the bathhouse and wash off Ekurin from yesterday, because running around the forest and wrestling with distraught Ekurin mother does not bode well on one's local aroma.
Okay. Well, I'll go check in with the alderman and the commander, and you go get your sorted out and hit patrols. I'll be back soon.
But it's like, yeah, just be sure to not run by the stable house again. Lord knows the mother'd be after you hotter than freaking fly on a fart.
I'm flipping them off as I walk out the door.
All right, Ivania, Moshi, where are you guys at currently?
I am heading out to the tavern.
Where do you think
just
I'm
to say
going?
hi.
It is local breakfast hour in Orkley. Is that what you guys are saying? Yes, local breakfast.
I have run a bit low on sweet buns, so might have to go get some more of those.
Yep, those.
Likewise, I'm purchasing myself some sweet buns.
All right.
Ew.
All right. So then, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want
Chris
to do
or...
first? Or Zunori. Zunori.
Okay. I'm just wondering, would I pass by these guys on the way?
You would. Yep. Actually, I thought I sent you a map. Did I not send you a map?
Yeah. I'm trying to go through my DMs as I speak of this.
The Elderman's is very obvious property to the north of town.
Okay.
Definitely one of the larger properties in the district that isn't farmland.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm opening up a bunch of documents at the moment.
You're fine.
Got to get all this stuff printed out. Okay.
I'd rather you know where you're going and how you're getting there.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, okay. One more document. Uno memento. Okay.
Yep, so when you look at the map, you have a relatively straight line to the alderman's house through the town square. So you have an option of stopping by the tavern on the way there.
Which is where these guys are?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, how about we'll find the middle ground, and I'll roll a perception to see if I even notice them in the first place.
Yeah, works.
Okay.
And you're just heading straight to the alderman's then?
Yeah, pretty much with the intent. Yeah.
Okay.
What have I got there? Perception. That's a 14.
Okay, you enter the village square and see that, as usual, most of the residents and some of the travelers are starting to wake up. You do smell breakfast coming from John Dee's, consisting of sweet roll and local meats and potatoes and stuff like that, and you smell that wafting through the air as you're walking by. So you suspect that your two companions from yesterday are over at the tavern, but you don't really pause to make sure. You just continue to the alderman's. You're walking through the village and continue just to see people waking up and going up, starting to get their day ready. The alderman's driveway is particularly long and goes up a hill. You can see on the top of the hill, the captain and the alderman are talking just outside of his gate.
Mm-hmm.
And you also see the alderman is older, little bit on the older side, little over middle age, so he's starting to lose some hair and has some graying. He also favors red robes, and he evidently came over in his night robes. He has not changed into his day robes yet, so they're like a soft maroon. Your captain is relatively dressed for the day, but doesn't seem to have his armor on yet or anything. Whatever happened with the alderman seemed to have been rather insistent.
I'll walk up to them. I'll let my presence be known, but I won't speak until spoken to.
Okay. The captain acknowledges you and is just kind of like, yeah, stay over there for a second. The alderman is accounting, you didn't catch the first part of it, but you start hearing him say, over. All I know is that dumb beast is gonna get one of us killed one of these days, so I'm gonna need you guys to handle this. I have to get rid of him. I cannot have him here anymore. If he continues to throw those temper tantrums, he's gonna hurt one of us. I'm at a loss because I also need his work here. And the captain's just like, I get that, but throwing him in jail is not gonna solve the problem. Like, you're going to have to find you're gonna have to get him some housing and make sure that he can see his own way out. But I mean, honestly, alderman, with all due respect, you treat them like shit. And right there, the alderman just blows up and just kind of like walks away a few steps to kind of calm down. And the captain just is, looking over at you like the one of his Nefarian workers destroyed the storage shed last night. And by the storage shed, he means the alderman's personal storage shed.
Do we know what for?
He doesn't have a clue right now. He's just insistent on getting the Nefarian out, and I managed to get him away from just immediately killing him. But trying to see if maybe we can... I don't know, I'm gonna have to right over to Sirosar and see if there's some work we can find him in Sirosar or something. Because this. Right there, you do see the Nefarian in question, Zovanar, just kind of lurking in the back. Distance away is about 30 or 40 feet. He is working, but he is greatly disturbed.
Hmm.
And he is assisted with Mev and Casion, who are also Nefarians.
I'll turn to the commander and say, do you mind if I go question him, Commander?
The Alderman or the
We'll start.
Nefarian?
We'll start with the Nefarian first.
Captain's like, by all means, I'll take care of this little shit.
So,
So the commander turns back to the alderman and is continuing to try and corral the alderman.
I'll walk up to the Nefarian. Sorry, what was his name again?
Zofinar.
Zophina. I'll approach him. What's the word I'm looking for? Unintimidatingly. I'll walk to him. How are we today, sir?
Zofinar is picking up large piles of wood and trying to carry them to the shed that he evidently destroyed. As you come down into that clearing where they are working, you do see around the corner of the trees on the property that the shed is very much destroyed. And he went to go, you caught him in the middle of picking it up and he sets it back down. Zofinar is about 9 or 10 feet tall. And seems to be fairly built for a Nefarian, not super large, like muscle-wise, but not gaunt either. He does look a little bit thin in the face, though, and his hair is very messy and muddy. His clothes are also very dirty, but you notice the other two Nefarians are also very dirty. And Zofinar sets back down the wood, and he says, I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know how you say that. I am at the end of my rope.
What happened, my large friend?
He hit Mev, and he motions over to Mev, who is a female Nefarian, about 8 feet tall, and has her curly blonde hair kind of messily tied behind her head, and her shawl is like a dainty little pink shawl. She's helping to she's doing the nail and hammer and trying to get the shed back together, which without the assistance of a crafter, that is very tedious work to have to build something by hand. So Zofinar just like, he hit Mev last night again, and I couldn't not be mad.
And I suppose you couldn't have taken it out on your employer, as it were.
He does give us roof and food, but his, he hit Mev because Mev wouldn't go out and get one of his chairs from the storage shed. So, Mev's been sick. It's been hard for her. So I went out to the shed to get the chair, and I snapped. There's no more chair.
In a way, it's understandable. But from your large stature, you can see why this could be a problem.
It's always a problem with our size. It's always a problem with us not able to walk into a school. It's always a problem with us being bigger. We're
I have
always
no
a
problem.
problem.
I have no problem with you.
You
I'm
are
saying-
always very nice. But we're always stuck here.
Yes, I understand. And your employer, as it were, isn't exactly the most courteous of people. Let's just say.
I wonder how he got his house. I do. But I wish it wasn't with us.
Look, I tell you what, I'll see what I can do. Your friend over here, is she all right now? Is she hurt?
Not physically. She's very sad. She still is a bit sick, but
Do
she's
you know the
pushing through it.
sickness?
She just is weak, tired, all the time.
All right, my friend. I'll speak to this one and I'll see what I can do with my commander. I have an idea. I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
And I'll make my way up to the... Sorry, what was that name again? I'm blanked.
Commander Vard and Alderman. Good question.
The female Nefarian?
Oh, Mev.
Neff, that's
Mev.
right.
Yep, Mev. Alderman Milno.
All right, cool. I'll walk up to Nev and I'll say, "Good morning, miss. How are you this morning?"
She goes, Zunoi, I am okay. I am sorry to have caused such a fuss. Didn't mean to cause such a fuss.
You've caused no fuss in my world, sweet.
And she just kind of, just smiles very, very brightly and, is still nervously holding her hammer. And, she really doesn't. She hates causing a fuss, as she says. You can tell that.
Can you tell me what happened from your end?
I was super tired last night. I was trying to go to bed. And it was hard to stand. It was even hard to stand, and the alderman got angry with me because I couldn't really walk all the way down the hill and then back up with one of his chairs. He wanted to invite a guest and he couldn't because of me. And that's when Zovenar went to go get the chair. And when Zovenar went to go get the chair, the alderman punished me for not being able to do it myself.
Seems a bit harsh.
I mean, it's the way it is. We work hard. We sometimes don't work as hard as we should. I don't quite know. But I mean, our owner is older, and a lot of things get harder for him. But the lady of the house, she makes it worthwhile.
Well, do you know why you're sick?
I don't know. It's just been hard to, and you can tell she's struggling to kind of find words. You can tell she's starting to breathe heavily, that it is hard for her to talk. And she says, I lose energy.
Is she visibly pale?
Yes.
Have you seen anyone about this sickness?
I have not seen anyone but us. We don't, no guests, just us.
All right. Tell you what, Nev, you leave it with me, and I'll see if I can get all of this sorted out.
I trust you, Zunori.
I'll give her a slight bow and walk back to the commander.
Uh, so you're walking back up to the hill where the walking path up the house's main driveway where carts and stuff come through. The alderman and the commander are starting to walk back to his front porch, and the alderman was just like, well, you know what? I mean, fine. Don't want to throw him in jail, that's fine. Don't want to fine him, that's fine. But at least get him off my property, find him a new home for me. And the commander just kind of nods and is like, well, we'll see what we can do, but you need to bring in a doctor, dude. You need to bring in a doctor.
Am I walking up to the front of these guys, or do they have their backs to me or anything?
You're kind of intercepting them as they're walking back.
Okay. Commander, sir.
What'd you find out?
It seems that there was a call it a crime of passion.
Right there, the alderman just, I'll be inside if you need me. And he just walks off. Commander's like, I heard his side. What's yours? What's theirs?
I'll watch the alderman walk inside and I'll be like, he's a fucking douchebag, sir.
Commander's like, I gathered that. Do you have any new news for me?
Well, sir, it seems that Nev, the female Nefarian, has come under some sort of illness, and I have my theories about that. But our large friend over here, I have an idea. He seems quite resourceful, and God knows we need our help at the barracks. Maybe we could house him with us.
Have you asked him about this?
No, I wanted to run it by you, sir.
That would keep them in the same area, because Nefarians do tend to bond.
I don't want to take him away from this place. It seems that Nev needs the company. Not only that, he seems to be a support structure for her, so...
I mean, it would even be a wonder if the alderman would let them see each other.
I'm sure we have our ways. Maybe we could cut a deal in such a way. But I'll leave that to your imagination, Commander.
Run it by him first, and I will continue to work with the alderman, and let's see what we can work out. But I kind of like that idea, because our local Nefarians they're too good. They're too good for this little shithole. But in the meantime, what is Mev's condition?
She's visibly pale. Seems I can see why she would be weak. But a chair, sir. It seems even trivial. It would be trivial for a Nefarian. I mean, their large stature calls for more muscle mass, so it doesn't quite add up. I think she's a bit weaker than what she's playing herself out to be. I think I might have to make that stop to the Druid quicker than I thought.
I agree with you on that. Get on it. Find our Druid. Because if this goes anything at all like the reports for Lawnmow, she may not have a lot of time. Also get Zigza on board and have Zigza come up here. I will inform the alderman that he doesn't have a choice in the matter.
No problem, sir.
All right, let me know. I'll be here for the rest of the day then.
So I'll walk up to the. Gosh, I've blanked his name too now. I'll write it down. What's the male's Nefarian's name?
Zovanar.
So,
And there is a third one, Cassian, who seems relatively new. Bald, but with a beard. He's got that young little scruffle going on, so it's coming in patches. Definitely on the younger side, but does seem to be a little bit related to Zovanar.
okay. I'll walk up to Zovanar and I'll Zovanar.
Tsunori. Am I in trouble?
Trouble is a strong word. I have a proposition for you.
What is that?
To keep you close, because I'm sure that Nev wouldn't like if you strayed too far, and by the very seams of it, you wouldn't like her to stray too far neither. How would you like to come to the barracks? And you can see over our barracks.
When you mention Mev, he does look over fondly at her, and then back, and he's. I am honored by your offer, but I worry about being apart from her at all and leaving her here. Especially with her being so sick.
Yes, I'm looking into it. I will be looking quite into it when I leave this place. Don't worry about that too much. Look, it's the deal that we've had to strike. If you don't come with me to the barracks, it may lead you to be much, much further away from Nev than you much anticipated in the first place.
Then I will happily accept it.
Okay. And what of Cassian?
Cassian is my little brother. I also worry about him, but he's young and scrappy.
That's good then.
He's had a little bit more education than I've been able to have since our family moved to the Svor Isles. So he comes over from the Svor Isles. Earlier this cycle. So it's good to have my little brother around because he's a big help.
We'll tell Cassian the news as well as Nev, and let your little brother know that he should keep an eye. And if anything goes down that it shouldn't, you let me know straight away, okay?
I will. I will ring our bell. And he points up to the end of the driveway, which has a bell, and these bells are kind of sprinkled throughout town as little alarm bells for you guys, that if in the event of an emergency, someone can run up to these bells and you at least know the general vicinity that you guys are needed. And so he's just like, I will ring the bell for you if I need you immediately.
Excellent, Zona. Well, I'm going to take my leave, and I'm going to see if I can find something for your Nev's sickness.
Thank you. You are smart. I do not want to lose her. Do not help me lose her.
Not at all. I know the mutual feeling. I'll give a bow and I'll walk off.
Okay. Where are you headed to?
I'll head back through town.
Okay. As you walk towards the Alderman's Gate, and you do pass by the little bell system, but you look back and you see Zovanar talking to Mev and comforting her, and Cassian just kind of overseeing them and just kind of nodding, and they're definitely discussing things. The alderman is watching you leave sternly from his porch with the captain. And the captain just gives a little wave, like, just go. Just go.
Sir?
All right. Let's try this again. Ivania, Moshi. Are you guys still having breakfast?
I say I'm about done because I just want to buy.
All right. What did you get?
I got a bunch of custard buns.
All right. So, back in town from the alderman's direction, you do see Vanya kind of walking out the tavern with just a little basket of sweet buns. And then on the immediately to your left is also the Alchemist's shop. And Moshi, what are you doing?
I don't know. Well, I think I'm still in line for sweet buns. Ivania took for freaking ever trying to decide.
No.
Yeah, so I'm still inside.
Gotcha.
Getting my sweet buns.
So it's just Ivania and Zenori's running into each other at this moment.
I wave hi to Zonori. Like, hey man, I hope you're feeling better since yesterday.
Oh, Vanya. Yes, the ribs are a little bruised, but I'm okay.
You don't mention the paw print shapes.
Yeah, I avoid the topic. Well, yeah, it's good to hear that you're feeling a lot better now.
Thank you.
Anything new?
Actually, I have to make a trek today. And God knows what's out in the woods these days, especially with everything that's going on. Have you seen Moshi around?
Oh, Moshi was just in the queue behind me. I might have taken a little too long, but she's right there. She's getting more of those sweet buns.
Very good, very good. I think I might actually ask you to accompany me again if you feel up to it.
For sure. I have nothing occupying me. And in fact, I was just about to head to the forest myself.
Excellent, excellent. Now let's see if we can convince Moshi to come along.
Do it. Hey, Moshi.
All right. I'm done buying my sweet buns and I'll come outside.
Stuff from one in your face.
Jody do make the good sweet buns.
All right, I come out and I see you guys and I go, oh.
Hello, Moshi.
Good morning.
I just picture the ears going down like,
Not these guys again. Hi, what's up?
Not too much. Feeling spry today?
Maybe. You
How'd
got
you
another
feel?
adventure that's going to take forever again?
I do.
Mm.
We were just about to head into the forest and we were hoping that you would tag along with us.
Why?
We've got
Why
to
are
see.
you going in the forest?
We've got to see the Druid. It could
The
be.
Druid.
Yeah, it's. There's a Nefarian that's sick, and it seems the symptoms might be similar to your old friend's passing. And I'm hoping we can come up with a clue. Actually, now that I think about it, what were his symptoms before he passed?
Well, I gotta look that up. Hold on.
Do you just want me to describe it real quick?
Richelle, can you describe it? I forgot. I'm sorry. He was pale, right?
Yeah, he was. I mean,
tired.
Your So Galthus, your elderly friend, he was already old, so it was hard to tell how much of it was old age, how much of it was actually sickness and illness. But right about a day or two after he started appearing, um, faint, he did pass away suddenly. Lanmo took about a week until he passed away, and he was gradually getting worse and worse. A little bit more on the pale side. Just everything seemed foggy to him, and the last day he wasn't even able to work. He passed away in the night as well.
All right. If you're gonna figure out what happened to Galthus, I'll come with.
Excellent. They seem all too similar at this point, and I'm not losing people I care about to this anymore. Let's take our leave. We're all stocked up with food and necessities.
Sweet buns, necessity.
Yeah,
Very
I think
good.
I'm pretty stocked up on food and supplies.
And you guys are
Excellent.
marking off the appropriate 1 silver coin per batch?
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, you have to support the local businesses.
I like to think Johnny gives me some for free.
She might give you a baker's extra.
Yeah. Thanks, Johnny.
And she goes, and I'll just see you next time, sweetheart. All right, what is your plan of action, sir?
We shall head. It's west, isn't it? To the forest, or is it north?
It is west.
Okay, yeah.
Past
I see that.
the memory gardens. The first fork in the road, you gotta take a right, essentially.
Excuse me.
So we'll pretty much start heading that way.
Okay, so the town square has a main road that immediately just goes straight out to the western path. That is the one you guys take. That from where you guys are currently at is between the Alderman's and the Alchemist shop, and head straight into the forest line. As you little trio pass by the major intersection of that side of town, from up the road, Gamad, the Nefarian from the stable, is running down and, saying, screaming your name, Zunori, wait.
Gammon, what's happened?
And Gamad is he's definitely a taller Nefarian. You can see where he was hired for his size to handle a lot of the larger animals. And Gamad's, he's huffing and puffing, but he's got this long black hair that's kind of tied back, and his beard to match, and his clothes are, he's got nice leather armor on, but it's definitely dingy and worn from handling animals for a while. And he also has a set of bracers that he absolutely adores and he loves. From underneath one of these bracers, he pulls something out and goes to hand it to you, and he's like, that Ekrin yesterday, Sasha, she was so worried for her kid, and you brought her kid back, and I just wanted to say thank you. And he hands you a little wooden carved gear that is just, it looks like to be a hand carved. It is a nice finish. It is hand carved but extremely intricate, and it's just this little wood gear. And he's like, and I just want to say thank you, and he hands it to you.
Gammon, this is some handiwork. Is this yours?
It is. I learned that back home. I
It's
had to
quite
make.
exquisite.
It's like I made it last night for you. And if you keep it, others will know. And it'll be good. So thank you.
My friend, thank you so much.
And he bends down and gives you like this big ol' hug and
I'll do my best.
and he kind of just goes down. And then he just, nods and waves to both of you and then runs back up to the stable house.
Wow. This is really nice work.
Ivania tries to like take a peek. I'm like, ooh, that looks fancy.
Isn't it what? Look at that. Look at this line work.
Who's that guy?
was-
And Vanya, roll a history check. You as well, Moshi. You know what? All
I
of
don't
you
know
roll
this guy.
history checks real quick.
Okay.
Because I say so.
I got a
Alright.
10.
Whoa, wait a minute here. I got an 18.
What'd you get, Tunari?
Not much. It's 6.
Okay, so I am whispering then. All right. Un momento, por favor.
What?
I am whispering to you, Tish.
I know.
Only Tish gets the good.
So it's up to you if you wanna
Oh.
if you wanna point that out or not.
No, I'll help people, I guess. Let's see. Oh, the gear thingy. It's a gear, right? Like the
Yeah.
little like.
Yeah, just a little intricate little gear token.
Oh, I recognize this. This is Svorlin craft.
Oh,
It's a token kept by those welcomed in the Spore Isles. They craft a lot of stuff.
Wait, you mean
really
one of
nice.
the legendary artificers?
I don't know. Yeah. Thanks, Richelle. Yeah, that guy.
Yup, and so since Moshi told you, yes, it reminds you, Zunori, Ivania, you have seen it before, but you never really recognized its significance. But yes, certain tokens, do allow people into the Spore Isles. That it's almost like a rite of passage to have one of these tokens, and they can only be given by those who are already welcome in the Spore Isles, which Nefarians, by their nature, are immediately welcome. And it takes
How do I recognize it?
you recognize it from your travels and your trade.
Oh, yeah.
But you may have had to acquire a couple for your clients.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, but like, where is this place?
Oh, no one knows the exact positioning. It is nearby the Dark Realm. It is closer to the Dark Realm than it is the Light Realm. But
Oh,
it
so
is
it's just like its own little
its own
nuggets?
pocket world, correct.
Oh, okay. Thanks for
Wow.
clarification.
No, you're fine. To be fair,
Your world is vast.
That's where it's like, to be fair, I don't think I mentioned where exactly it was at.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out,
All right.
but I know it's off-world. But, are you guys gonna keep going? Or what you gonna do?
This
On
druid
the-
guy, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's
Go
do it.
find him. I also comment on the side. Vanya's like, man, I'm a little jealous, but damn, that's a nice piece of work.
It's quite intricate, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a few
Right.
at home.
A few.
I do have a few, Moshi. Gives you the pro buy.
I'm like, hey, could you hook me up with one?
I don't know you.
Well, yeah, I'm not asking for it for free, you know.
I'll think about it.
Oh,
Oh, right. Um. Roll. Ivania,
yes.
I want you to roll a pass or a perception.
All right. Ooh, that is a big roll. 26.
Yeah,
All right. So the three of you are walking in the forest. You step into the forest lines, and one of the beautiful things about this forest is just the sheer fragrance of walking into the forest, because the berry bushes are in bloom and harvest, all sorts of wildflowers, and just that natural forest smell, but also because you guys are so close to the thick and dense forest, it kind of masks the swamp that's to the south. And so you guys are walking, you do notice, Ivania, that the birds are quieter. The birds and just smaller animals, it feels a little bit quieter, but it is also a cooler morning, so you can't quite tell if it's because of it being a cooler morning, or if something else is amiss. But you guys proceed down the path. Your first fork in the road that you meet when you go to the left is to the Garden of Memories, and you guys know that very well. Going to the right is relatively unexplored terrain for you guys, but you, Zunori, have a vague idea of where the Druid is at.
We'll head generally westward for now. I'll let you know if the path changes at all.
Wait, we're going south or
You guys are heading north.
yeah, okay.
Yep, north, and then the path turns to the west. Along the path, so you guys are walking, there is an area where the path comes close to the river, and on the other side is the gardens. Ivania, you know this site very well. Because this is where you have spied upon the gardens, and you guys can see into the gardens, and it's, this daytime starry sky with all of the tokens and totems that are in the gardens. But
I make the passing comment like, hey, we were just here yesterday.
Yes.
Cool.
Man, remember the time when Zenori totally got wrecked?
What?
When
oh,
I got
Moshi was not there for that.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah,
like,
that's-
oh, wait, you were, Zenori, is it cool if I tell her? Is it cool if I tell him?
Whatever.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Man, you missed out. Like, Zenori got ran over by this Ikri.
Oh man, wish I was there to see that.
Oh, it was funny.
Sounds awesome.
Well, I'm glad you two found humor out of it.
Hey, no harm, no foul, right?
No harm, no foul. Is there anything particularly different as we walk past the gardens?
No, not in the gardens. The gardens seem relatively normal for being a place of spiritual significance. No wraith activity. And you see the
Okay.
caretakers
good.
kind of you see one of the caretakers in the ground before he disappears behind a couple of trees and seems to be relatively good mood.
Hey, we never got paid. No.
Come on, Moshi.
Let's leave them to it.
Fine.
It's not like we totally didn't plunder a crypt or something, you know?
Whoops.
And actually, you don't know if you guys got paid or not because the alderman stole the captain first thing in the morning.
True. Whoops.
But actually, before we reach the druid's house, which is about an hour to walk
Oh man.
from the
I'm gonna
village,
spend an hour walking with these two. Nice.
before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break
Okay.
for sanity purposes.
All right.
All right, so All right, there we go. We are back. Sorry, we all ended up snacking, religiously snacking.
We're all hungry.
The sweet buns, dang it, we needed the sweet buns. But all right, so you guys walk through. Oh, hold on, before I start talking. You guys walk through the forest without incident.
Wait, are we connected to audio? Is this a thing?
Yes, audio is
Okay.
working. Yes, I did actually unmute this time. I figured out that when I first started, it was for some reason Zoom changed the microphone to default, and it wasn't registering my actual microphone that I have for a reason. So I needed to
Zoom.
change it back. Well, no, Zoom was fine. Zoom was fine. It was the Streamlabs microphone setting that changed.
Stream.
No. So it's like, that's where you guys could hear me, but the stream couldn't hear me. Like a but. So between both Ivania and Zunori, you do manage to find your way to the Druid's property. Your first signal that you guys were coming up on the Druid's property was coming up on a river, and what seems to be a natural growth bridge. You know, it's like a whole bunch of trees were kind of strung together, but it wasn't done by hand. It looks like it was done naturally. That is the work of the Druid. But also, as you guys are crossing the river, you immediately see density increase in the trees. Not only the size, but the variety, how close they are together. Ivania, you have avoided this part of the woods because of the density for a little bit, but now you guys are venturing through it together. And about 500 or 600 feet in, you see a little path, and your path does start to get rougher, but it's not quite hard to walk on yet. And you do see a little beaten path off your path that goes into a clearing where a little, almost like a beaver's den mound is, and you recognize that clearing as a druid hovel.
Real quick, was this place near or anywhere near that play that one time I first met that disheveled person?
No.
Okay.
No, you met that disheveled person in the vicinity of the gardens, close to the gardens.
Well, I guess we make our way up to the front door, as it were.
That's it.
Okay,
We found him.
I'm giving you guys opportunity.
So his house is a bunch of sticks?
Yes.
Is that literally what it is?
Yep. So as you walk into the
Wow.
clearing, you notice, you start seeing, the clearing itself is probably about 60 feet or 20 meters wide, just a circular area. None of the trees appear to be cut down. It legitimately looks like a clearing in a forest, just a natural clearing where at the end of it is this pile of sticks that has moss and flowers and just natural growth on top of it, and the door is only about 4 feet high, going into the mound kind of downwards. It's at an angle. But you also see haphazardly organized, but you see around you cultivated herbs and mushrooms and edibles and what seems to be used for potions a lot as well. You also do notice some small animals just kind of skittering and watching you from the tree line.
Do I recognize any of the herbs from like the last time?
Yes, you do see two out of the four, for sure that you recognize, and you also smell them. You know, you kind of walk by, you can smell them. It's like, yes, this is one of the herbs that was given to you.
This might be the guy that I met like so long ago.
Like 5 days.
5 days, so long. Can't remember. Shall we try and get into the hovel? Like, it is a small opening. It's even like too small for me.
I'll knock on the side of the doorway, like, hello.
All right, you do hear a little bang inside, and then and just a super high pitched voice. You hear, "No one's home."
Do I know the druid's name?
Leaf Dira.
So, sorry again.
Leaf Dira.
Dira. Okay.
Leaf Dira.
Yeah. Leaf Dira, are you home?
Leaf Dira's not home. Go away.
Well, no one's knocking on your door. If no one's home.
Please, we require assistance.
What do I have that you don't?
No.
These fresh herbs.
They're outside. Help yourself. No one's home.
There's
Well, if you say so, and I grab a couple more because I'm like, yeah, these are some really useful herbs. I could use them.
Yeah, let's just take all of it.
Well, then you're rude and I'll haunt you in your sleep.
You'd have to come out to do that. So,
But no one's home.
yeah, but no one's home. So we're going to take your stuff. Bye.
She goes, wait. And you hear trouble with the latch. The door kind of falls inward, and then you hear a little tink, and out crawls an Antiri. Zunori and Ivani, you both recognize this is not the Druid. This little Antiri is essentially like a little pixie, but in place of skin is, just very small, soft bark, and has petals for hair, and petals for what appears to be wings, but she is gathering herself as she just got smacked by the door. And she's like, Leaf Deer is not home, but please don't take her things.
Who are you?
I'm Aya. I'm just Aya. I don't go by anything else.
Where is Leaf Deer? Aya?
Leaf Deer, There's been strange things in the forest, and Leaf Deer has been trying to investigate and has been getting increasingly agitated and just a handful. And you know what? I've been getting really annoyed with her lately, but she's been going up to the cave for a couple weeks now. She's been going up there, and she hasn't come back in a few days. So actually, you, military sir, and she kind of like looks you notably up and down, you go get her for me. You go make sure she's safe.
Okay. Do you know what she was investigating, besides the mysteriousness of it?
Just that things are dying. And,
Funny story. We're also kind of looking into the same thing, I feel like.
It's all connected. Nature is all connected. Life is all connected.
Oh, you got a
Everything
hippie
is
fairy.
separate. It's like everything is already connected and you just don't see it because you don't care. Except she points at you, Ivani, and she's like, except you understand the forest. But you two I don't know about. Unless you bring back Leaf Dira. She just kind of stomps back inside and goes down into the hovel.
Wait, can she fly? Like she's a fairy?
She can fly, but she's still
But she
kind of
decides to
disoriented.
stomp down.
Yeah.
Okay.
With her tiny little feet,
clarifying.
you just hear a little tink,
Yeah.
tink, tink, tink.
I'll bend down and stick my head in the door. Do you know the general direction?
North! And you just see this little flower get thrown past your face.
Whoa. Okay, thank you. Oh, tough
North
crowd.
is a very vague. Yeah, North is pretty vague. Like,
She said a cave.
Okay. Well, guys.
Like that
onward.
helps, but whatever.
I have never traveled this far into the forest, so I wish I could have been more help from here on.
Quite all right. I'm sure we'll find this cave.
All right, so you walk back to the main road. You guys came in from the south or from the right, and then you have the open path to the left that leads north.
Okay. We'll head generally north.
Tsunori,
Mhm.
roll a perception check.
Oh, that's good. What is that?
I don't know, what is it?
I'm trying to say I've got my dice tray at a weird angle. Perception. That is 17.
All right, you feel the presence and you kind of hear it a little bit, just almost just like a weird kind of electrical sound of elemental nearby. And you look down and you see on the path just this indent of the same rock impression as before. And sorry.
Do I sense anything right here? Or is it just him?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
That is a natural 20.
Well, I also add 2 for perception, so it's 22.
You smell what you recognize in your line of work as meteorite.
Wait, is that valuable? or is it-
Meteorite is very valuable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I sniff money. I smell money.
Just out of about 10 or 15 paces from you guys, kind of steps out / floats out Sorn. Sorn, do you want to introduce yourself? Unmuted introduction.
Like, describe my character?
Describe
or...
your character first, yes.
Okay, let me pull this up because I have it written down. In front of you hovers a man made entirely of what seems to be black flames and shards of rock, unlike any you've ever seen before, except maybe you, Moshi. He floats just off the ground about 6 inches, his legs bent slightly as if to keep him from touching the floor. Aside from the rough shape of his of nose, cheekbones, eyebrows, his only facial features are 2 dimly glowing, solid purple eyes that appear to be something akin to like stars in the night sky, just kind of purple. He doesn't wear any clothes, not that a body like his would require any, but he carries an ornate short sword at his side, seemingly held in place by nothing, and a satchel hanging behind his back. He will float towards you slowly and shyly attempt to converse with you. I hear you're looking for Leaftira.
What the heck is this thing?
Even Zenora is taken back. It's like, oh, I was expecting conflict.
I had my hand on my dagger. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Wait, I'm just eating my buns like,
He'll see Ivania reaching for her dagger and no, do not worry.
Yes.
You're friendly.
I
You're
will
friendly,
be
right?
here
You're
too.
friendly.
I am. And he kind of shies away a little bit, not wanting to, I guess, seem too friendly as he doesn't really know you.
do you want a sweet bun?
I don't think he can eat. Well,
Yeah.
he
Can't?
I don't
doesn't have a
think that-
mouth.
Yeah.
How about I
no
just
mouth
give
that I
you
can
one
see.
anyway, and you can just be like, "What do I do now?"
He's
You can't.
offering.
And he'll kind of take it and put it in his satchel behind his back.
You're looking for Leaf Dinara as well. Devar.
Dira, Leaf Dira.
Dira. God. So many names in my head at
I
the moment.
know.
There's too much shock, so you're like, whoa.
You're just like, the rock is talking. The rock is talking.
The Rock.
She's taken me in.
Oh. Oh. Do you know where she is?
I'm not exactly sure.
You can show them the way, yes.
Okay. I'm not sure, but I can show you. And he'll turn around and start heading up the path towards where he thinks she's gone.
We're being led by a rock to some random area.
Yeah, I
It's
just
not sketchy
raised
at
an
all.
eyebrow.
I'll look at Ivania and Moshi and be like, well, onward then.
Pocketed a sweet bun. I don't understand.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he can't really eat, but
I didn't know that.
do you see a mouth?
I wonder if you could cook it on him though with those flames.
He'll kind
We
of
could
like
try.
look over his shoulder and I can hear you.
Yeah. Well, then answer my question.
I guess
Can
that's
you
a
eat
question
this way
for
back?
Rochelle. Can
Yeah.
You guys can experiment with that later. There is a lost druid, okay?
I don't care about a druid.
And we can make small talk as we walk.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
As you guys are walking this forked, there's like another little fork in the road. The path that he's taking on is less walked, but the one that is more walked, feels like a threshold. The forest continues to get thicker, but obviously in this straight wall of trees. And you also see over the path, similar to the gardens where it has like a natural barrier. But Soren takes you away from that and going down the other path. And as you guys walk down that other path, it's not long until you come to one of the parts of the river that has pooled into this small pond. And as you first walk up, hold on. As you first walk up, you do initially see like a circling of animals around the mouth of this cave that is under the path that you guys just walked. You guys can't see in the cave yet, but you do see all these animals just kind of surrounding the entrance of the cave. And immediately as you guys walk up and down and you see the animals, they scatter and they go to the four winds. but the mouth of the cave is wide open. It's about 12 feet high. But the cave itself is just this large opening, this large bubble where the pond used to be. It was must have been shaped by the pond at some point. But now that the water has greatly receded, there is just this earthen inlet. Soren takes you inside, and you do see what resembles the house a little bit. You see this short, woman. She's sitting down. You imagine if she's standing up tall, she's maybe about 3.5 feet tall. If she were to stand up, super, super small woman, with very large, long ears draped at the sides. And she has a cloak of sorts, as you can't distinguish cloth from plant matter and from forest matter. Her skin is also very dark green and brown and blotchy. You have no idea what her natural skin color is, but she is sitting on the ground facing the entrance of the cave, and both of her hands are kind of dug into the ground around her.
I'll turn to Sorn, and should we interrupt her?
Yo, lady!
She does this sometimes. And Sorn will float forward and maybe kind of poke at her shoulder.
And right there, you see her twitch a bit. She's like, I saw you guys coming. Give me a minute. And she kind of twitches and fidgets a little bit. And she pops open one eye, and she's just like this ridiculously big eye with a ridiculously small pupil. She focuses on you, Ivania, and she's like, you are a forestling. Come here. I need a second opinion.
Oh, okay. I go forward.
And
Do I recognize her now?
you do recognize her as the weirdo that gave you the herbs.
And I also added like, well, yeah, you're the person that gave me those herbs.
And she's like, yes, because you're actually respectful of the forest. Now come sit.
All right, and since I didn't get the chance, thank you. By the way,
she's like, yes, sit. And so she's hitting the soft ground. You notice the ground beneath you is not dirt, but you're instead sitting on a bed of moss. The moss itself and just the whole cave, you guys are looking around, you're seeing that it is just all of these tree roots and mushrooms and just all of this life in this cave. It is definitely alive of some sort. And Ivania, you picked up on this right away. Moshi and Tsunori, it took you a little bit, but you did eventually pick up on that as well. But Ivania, you sit right beside her, and she's like, I need a second opinion. And she grabs your hand and shoves it under the moss. You feel what initially feels almost like a raw root. Root that perhaps, that doesn't have any bark on it. It is very cold and smooth to the touch. But then as you wrap your hand around it, as she's instructing you to do, it's very soft. And so you try to treat it very delicately, but as you wrap your hand around it, you get mentally transported through. You can't distinguish much of... you can't distinguish much of what you're seeing, but you know it to be forest life. You know it to be like there's trees, there's animals running around. You even could feel where Moshi and Zunori were standing. Soren feels weird because he's kind of hovering, but it's like he's there, and the druid lady is with you, right beside you, walking with you in just this weird network. And through that network, you guys just start racing through the forest with the trees, and it's just trees by trees, and you also feels like what like you get passes of like other humanoids. Roll an insight check real quick.
Insight check. All right. That is 13 plus 3. 16.
Okay. I will whisper to you that later. But yeah, so you do get like flashes of these humans, and eventually it almost feels like you guys reach the end. The end of the, whether it's the forest, the end of the world, you can't really tell, but it is the end. And as you two are standing on the cliffside, you just feel this emptiness, this vast sucking, this darkness. And you mentally hear, and then you guys hear her whisper and mutter under her breath, so you guys actually hear her say this. And she says, "It's leeching life. I don't know what to do. But it's there, and it's just it's sucking, it's leeching, it's destroying, it's pulling, it's hurting, it's bruising. But now do you see it?"
I think I see what you mean, but I don't know what this is.
And right there, you guys just get transported all the way back, and just like whoop, you're back in your body. And she's like, "I don't know either." And she's like, "I've been watching it. It's been growing. I don't know either, but it's there."
So we don't know. You keep going.
My mind is pretty like blown from the experience itself, and I'm just kind of dazed, but also like trying to process what just happened. Like, what did I just see? What just happened here?
She's like, "What you saw," and she pets a little mushroom. "What you saw was the forest. The forest can share if you are open."
And we saw something eating, I feel like.
Yes, eating, and like a leech. It's just constant.
Oh, I think she needs to lay off those mushrooms.
Soren will smack her arm, kind
Definitely.
of defending her honor.
The lady she just like gropes for Soren and says, help me up. We must go." She's like all sore. Her knees are all sore. She's like, "How long was I here?"
Maybe a month. I'm going to
When
warrant
was
a
the
guess.
last that Soren heard from her?
She's been there for about a week straight.
Wow.
Ew.
She just kind of goes, "I almost got sucked in. All right, let's go. Take me back." So she's holding her hand as you guys are walking. I'm sorry. I'm just picturing that in my head. And she is about 3.5 feet tall.
Soren will let her piggyback on him.
I was gonna say that. I mean, Soren is like floating, right? So
Yeah.
like,
I said I grab onto Zenori just to be like, just for some balance, because the experience is still quite. The out of body experience is still quite mind blowing to Vanya.
Did it shunt you that much?
It was crazy. I saw everything. Like, I don't know how to describe this. It's like life, the entire forest and more, the rivers, the world. But there's something else out there. And I
And you
don't
and the
know what it
fairies.
is. Ivanya's just really, really shaken and can't really like get any nice coherent sentences at the moment. But Peace is like, I'm just saying like, there's something evil out there.
Did it have a
And
body or anything?
no, it was just evil, dark, like energy. I can't see what it was, but it was definitely eating the life of the forest. I don't like it. I really. Ah,
Seems we have a bigger problem than we first thought. Hmm.
And the druid lady's like, it's been coming. It's only now here. But I've never seen it. I've never seen it. And the ladies haven't spoken to me. Not for a while, so I don't know. I sent a bird. Bird hasn't come back yet.
what do you
Sorry.
mean, ladies?
The ladies of the she just kind of looks around. She's like, and she just squints at you, Ivania, and she's like, you're from here, but you're not from here.
You're right. I'm not. I did not grow up here, but I'm clearly. My bloodline clearly descends from the Dark Realm.
That's the confusion. And Zenora, you recognize a little bit about what she's saying. You, Moshi, you have no idea. You have no idea. But she's like, the ladies of the Eventide. They live up in the north. They are good to the forest. Everyone stays away. And she kind of points a finger, damning finger at you, Zenori. And your people, she keeps your people away. She doesn't like your people at all. But they speak to me. They have not spoken about this. I do not know.
Quite interesting.
Oh, DM smile. Sorry. But you guys do make it back to the little hovel in the woods. And Soren, you let her off of your back, and it's just you just hear this little screech from inside, and she's like, "You're back!" And it just like splatters to her face, and the druidess is just like, yes, I'm safe. She's like, where were you? And she's like, I had to see you again. And she's like, I told you it would keep you. Next time you go in, it's gonna keep you. You can't. And she's like, but someone has to watch it. And you just hear them kind of going back and forth, along those lines. Like she starts walking through her gardens, and then she notices a little bit of her herbs missing. She notices the bits that are picked off and looks over at you, Vanya, and she's kind of like, goes back to tending.
I promise I didn't take anything.
Soren will quickly break off from the group as soon as he can and go just to the corner of the little hut and curl up into basically like a ball of like a pile of rocks and just go dormant.
Zenori, you recognize this shape.
So you were the one at the funeral.
I was.
What were you doing there?
I saw a lady, and I had to follow her.
A lady?
She was beautiful.
Okay.
Okay.
If she's worth following, I'm sure she's got something that you want to follow. Is there anything else you can tell me about?
You get the feeling he doesn't like personal and
Oh no!
keeping his words short. But I get the feeling she knows something that I would like to know.
We're talking to a rock.
A very valuable rock.
Cool looking, valuable rock.
It is valuable. That's the only reason why I'm
rock.
still here.
Do you know where this woman went?
Do I know where she went?
You
Do I
do.
need to
You
roll
saw
for
her
that?
step into the portal.
Okay. She stepped into a portal and disappeared.
Can I warrant a guess and say that he saw what was she? Was she a mage or what was she?
Zamona, a high-ranking priestess,
priestess.
from
The
the Hall of
priestess.
Memory.
Yeah. Could I piece it together and think that it's her?
Oh yeah, but yeah.
He's a rock. I don't think it takes that much piecing together.
That
You know,
and,
he's a very smart rock.
and portals. So there wasn't that many. There was only one portal at the funeral.
All right. I think we've got all we can really get here. Unless you just want to exchange pleasantries with the
No. How does this connect with Galthus dying? Like, I don't see this here. Druid lady, answers.
She's picking at her and stuff like that, and then she's like, "What deaths? Everything is dying. Dying is a circle. Everything is a circle. What deaths? What circle?"
I go to the druid lady and I'm like, during that vision that you showed me, there was something else. I almost missed it, but there was something else there that also had the same energy. Like, it's not the same thing, but it's also taking life. Do you have any idea what that one was?
It was smaller and closer, yeah?
Yeah, but
Bad guy. Very bad guy. Very bad. Close, but bad.
they're close, as in they're near us. They're near the our town.
Yes. He's been around. He gets around. He has his ways. I cannot touch him. He's too bad. He'll make me sick. But he's a rotten one. You stay away from him.
Who is this person? Do you know? What are they?
I only see him as the Force sees him.
Oh, this lady is no help. Let's go.
Moshi, she kind of looks over at you, and she's like, "Yeah, of course you want to go, because you have common enemies that you won't admit to."
Wait, what?
But she's she's hinting at a whisper. Hold on. That's what she's hinting at.
Whisper.
She's like, "And you tell me of death, and you talk to me of death, and you don't even tell me what death. You don't tell me what circle. Rude."
Wait, what did she say first?
And she said, "You have common enemies that you don't admit to."
I have common enemies with this weirdo
Mm-hmm.
blob guy thing in the forest thing.
She doesn't specify.
this like shadowy figure that Ivania saw?
She doesn't
Is that
specify.
is that what she's saying? Oh,
No, she doesn't specify.
then wait. So she says, "I'm sorry."
No, it's okay. So she
says that I have a common enemy with this shadow person.
No, she says you have common enemies that you won't admit to. Of course you want to go. And I'll let you write that down.
What?
I'll let you take note of that. Let you take note of that.
I'm gonna have to do word for word because I don't really know what's going on here.
I offer my thoughts. I think she's saying that you're trying to run away from your true self.
Wow, deep.
All these stinging hippies.
That's what I think. It's just an opinion.
She's like, and she just kind of looking over at you, Tish, or Mushy, just like, I don't need to explain myself to you, but you need to explain yourself to me. What? Deaths. And right there, you just, like, when she says that, the shadows seem to get a little darker, the forest seems to get a little heavier.
Wait, am I talking about Galthas now?
Yes.
Okay, so so much has happened, and it's annoying. Galthas has died, and I liked him, and I don't know what happened, but it's not natural. And then my neighbor died too, and this can't be coincidence. I don't know what's going on, and I want to get to the bottom of it. And you're supposed to have answers. Yeah.
She's like,
Zenori told me you're supposed to have answers.
She's like, what did you tell her?
Oh lordy. There's some Nafarin in town, and they're getting quite sick. And I'm assuming that they have the same sickness that ultimately ended our Moshi's friend here.
And how was that?
The end?
Yes, the end. The circle.
They essentially became weaker, and to the point that they couldn't do anything anymore, and became pale, almost like they were getting sick, but never really showed signs of sickness other than becoming extremely weak.
And she kind of takes a moment and kind of takes that in. She's like, they got weak, they got pale, and then they died. And not poison.
Not that we can tell, no.
The memory lady was here. I felt her here. She was here. Did she say anything?
No, she seemed quite perturbed by the events.
And right there, you hear her whispering incoherently with her little anterior on the shoulder. And she's like, you said one is sick now. With that.
And God knows how many more.
And you can take me to the sick one?
I can.
She's like, okay, give me a minute. And she runs inside into her little hovel. Bounce down the stairs. Perfectly her size. And you hear just all this clanging and crashing, and she throws a little sack over her shoulder, and then she hops up on your shoulders, and she's like, then you take me.
Okay.
That is where we will break for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So, 1 second. Hold on. unmute. Okay, there we go. All right, sorry guys, we were all the snacks again. No, it's like, but it's bring your own snacks, so it's like we all have to go and get our separate snacks again. Bio breaks are important. But so we resume in the forest, walking back. Zunori has the weird little druid on his shoulder. And the Iantiri, Aya has stayed behind to guard the hovel again. The door properly closed in its place.
Poor Aunt Terry, just having to take care of that entire place herself.
Oh, she's fine. She prefers it. You know how hard it is for those little things to fly? Do you have any idea? You are this small, and you're trying to get all the way over there? That's hard. I don't blame her. She's welcome. As long as she doesn't eat my damn roots again. Swear.
So I go up to Sorn. I'm like, hey, in my travels here, I saw beings like you. From what I understood, like these people are able to like they're casting some kind of a magic back on like the border of one of the cities, and they're keeping us in general, like keeping the air around us, you know. I don't know what's the word for it, but that was really, really cool. Could you do something like that?
Sorn will shoot up to standing in like a split second. There are others like me.
Yeah, they look almost just like you. It's just like a different kind of different rocks, yeah, but in fact some of them have like different stuff in general, but you're definitely one of them.
Can you tell me about them?
Unfortunately, I don't know that much. I just saw them like all of them were lined up on like the cliff side, and they're all casting some kind of a weird magic. But all I understood was that they're protecting us. I thought you might know what those guys were doing. Exactly. Like
of others like me.
Zunori.
Have I met any on my travels?
You've seen a couple Nanios, but you haven't really cared. None of them have been your clients. None of them have been your.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
You recognize what he's talking about, Zunori.
These sound like the purifiers.
Yes, exactly. That's what the merchant told me.
Yes, they keep things in check. Allow us to live in worlds like this.
That's what he is.
Yeah,
Sorn
they look
is
almost exactly
intrigued.
similar.
Sorn is intrigued, and he'll kind of like nudge a little closer to Zunori, not wanting to ask for more information, but hoping more comes out.
Well, they're in every realm. They pretty much keep the forces in check, so we don't, I don't know, float out into the ether, for lack of a better term. But you seem different. You're not made of the same materials, dare I say it. Maybe not together, not of the same. I'm not too sure. You're not quite the same as them, but you are made up of essentially the same forces.
Are these other ones nice? He kind of puts his hand together and like turns a little bit.
I'd like to think so.
Considering that they're protecting us, yeah, I would hope so.
They're friendly enough. We'll talk to them eventually, I'm sure. We'll take you to them. Why not?
You will.
Hmm.
I feel like you
And-
guys now have a pet rock.
Yes.
Oh, I get to be the pet rock.
Oh, sword. I have this weird like Moshi like really liked Soren. I just want to put that out there.
Soren will inch closer to the group, super slowly.
So what about this sickness? Can you tell us? If there.
There.
She just says, well, I don't know because I haven't seen it yet. When you show me, maybe I know.
Have you heard of anything like it?
I don't know. And she just kind of trails off for a bit and she's like, the size of this leeching evil. That I have not seen. It is bigger than world builders. That worries me. But I have not seen it, nor anything like it. It's almost empty. It's not intense, not evil intense. Empty. And sucks life into it. Just empty.
Nothingness.
Yes, exactly. She looks over at Vanya. You saw it. Nothing.
Yeah, it was just dark. There's not. I don't know how to describe it. And frustrating, like knocks my head, like.
Vanya, chill. Here, have a sweet bun. Jeez.
I take it. I just like sadly bites into like.
Stress eating.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
Leaf Tara looks over at you and she's like, "You can be good friend. Keep it up."
You know what?
Into it.
You just mind your own business. In your hippie commune in the woods. Just eat your shrooms on your own time and leave me alone.
What is a hippie?
Oh, that's true. Wait. I'm not really sure Moshi would know that either. Sorry.
You could just
No,
say,
you might.
You could just say like wildling, like some uncivilized.
Oh, yeah. Wildling. That eats too many
Uncivilized.
mushrooms and is too carefree about the world.
He's like carefree, more like careful. You're careless.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Now,
Right.
children.
You guys walk by the forest and Vanya, you do notice that the birds have kind of resumed a little bit. But running down the path with a little bird flying over him is oh, where's my list? Hold on. It's alright. I just had it. It's at the tip of my tongue. This is one of the gardeners. Diada from the garden comes running down, and he's like, "You found her! Where was she?"
Oh, she was really deep in the
She
forest.
was in a cave
Yeah, in a
with her
cave.
shrooms.
He's like, "Leave Tara. Are you gonna go see them? Are you gonna go see the sick ones? Cause they need help. Everyone's been getting sick." Leave Tara just goes, "I am. They are taking me. I do not know why everyone is sick, but I will find out." You tend to the dead, my friend. And, he just kind of like bows and waits for you guys to walk away, and you still see him bowing towards her in her direction until you guys get about like 30, 40 paces away. That's when he finally turns around and goes back up to the
I didn't know you knew the caretakers.
Oh, yes. Memory gardens require help of all sorts. Memory gardens are a convergence of many parts of the circle, many parts of the whole, and they do a very good job. I like them. They care for the dead more than their loved ones do sometimes. Or if they don't have loved ones, they are still cared for in their hands. They are good by me.
You seem to hold some sort of... You resonate importance amongst these people.
What'd you say?
I said, you resonate in importance amongst the people, I see.
Well, I guess. I just live here like everyone else. And I contribute like everyone should.
We should bring her along to more stuff. People bow to us now.
What? They're bowing to her, not you.
Well, but
Not
like we're
us.
with her, so they're like bowing to us. Come on.
Oh no, that seems sus.
Whatever, man.
We'll make our way to the... Actually, I'm wondering... Zenori kind of slows down his pace a little, and he's like, I'm wondering if we should get my commander to convey with the Artemis. It's not exactly what you call forthcoming.
She kind of, she's like, Is it still Milno? Hated him since he was a kid. If you want to get your commander to babysit us, then that is fine. Or babysit him, that is fine. But I can also handle him myself.
I like your attitude. Let's see how we do. I'm sure the commander has other things to tend to anyway.
She's like, your commander is a good man. I have seen him about. He's nice.
He's a good man.
She just kind of rides on you and pets your head.
Soren will imitate her and pat Mochi's head.
Mochi oddly liked that. Friendship.
All right, as you guys make it into town, the sun has started to set and is casting, the beautiful blue violets of the coming night. So it's past dinner time. You had not realized how much time you really spent in the forest with the Druid.
Man, I'm hungry.
But sweet rolls the whole way. Really?
I know.
Hold on.
I'm basically a hobbit.
But it is so it is definitely cast in the evening light, and these stars are starting to come out, but the town is still very lively. And shops are still open, stuff like that. But as you guys are walking through town, everyone is not only in awe of the Druid, but also at what the heck is walking with you.
Floating.
Floating, mind you. They all just kind of like stop and stare, and it's like, okay, the Druid's with them. What did did she bring with her? And like they're just all no one's really stopping to ask. And
That's right. We have a druid. We have an elemental. Hello.
Can I roll perception to see if I like catch anyone staring at me?
you may.
Let's see. What do I add to it? All right. Nat 1. My first roll.
You cannot tell because you are so anxious. You have a hard time looking around, but you feel like they are all staring at you.
Okay. Sorn will drop to the ground so he's not floating anymore and attempt to walk like everyone else.
The druid just kind of like bumps Savania's hair and just like psst, psst, psst.
Like, what are you doing? Sorry. What?
Isn't it obvious?
Are you? No, actually.
Sword, you're like a fiery purple black rock ball. Own it, man. Like, let's go. You got this.
I can't do that.
I whisper at Sorn. I'm happy to like show you how to do it later when not everyone's looking. Like,
That just sounds odd.
well, it's kind of weird if we're gonna show him right now in front of everyone.
Sorn doesn't get innuendo, so he doesn't pick up on that, but he'll start floating just a little bit lower than normal.
And like still dangling his legs.
Yeah, just kind of like.
He's walking, but like 2 inches off the ground.
Oh my god. Oh, this is what I get.
One foot after the other, just once, and then the other foot. Put it forward. You know.
Just watch Zenori, okay? Just imitate
Yeah.
Zenori.
He nods his head and he'll just kind of stay behind him.
Here's a
Staring
sweet
at the
bun.
back of
Good
my
job.
face.
Here's a sweet bun.
Puts it in the satchel again.
Yeah, I'm totally okay
How
with
many do
that.
you have?
And right there's a druid lady who goes, "Can I have one? They smell really good. I smell them all the time."
Sword
No!
quickly takes one out of his satchel and hands it to her.
Damn it.
She's like, "Thank you," and then she pats his head and
I tell Livdira that like, hey, those have been like here since the morning. I could get you like a fresh batch. Especially.
She's not even paying attention. She's just eating
But
it.
John Dee's sweet buns last the whole day.
Yeah, but they get
He
cold.
imbues them with magic.
with love.
Yeah.
The real magic.
All right, you guys are approaching the alderman's house. Turning off the main village, the main village path. Away from the town square. You guys go up the hill, and as you go up the hill, there is like this little like stone gate with a wood door that's been open, as well as that little alarm bell that you guys have always seen, but only really hear rarely in the event of emergencies. And at the top of the hill is a small fountain that is in the middle of the carts and horses path, or Ikrin's path. And around that path is the large mansion of the aldermans. Moshi and Bonnie, I believe that this is your guys' first time seeing it, and it is 2 stories high, which is rare to see out here in the rural areas. And it's sitting up on top of the hill. It does have some trees on its property. You also see animal enclosures, and it appears to be like a little vineyard, and a couple of Nefarians down at the bottom of the hill. Zunori, you see that they are not working; they are keeping their distance. And the alderman and your captain are on the porch arguing.
Damn. It's a huge setup here.
I'll say loud enough for everybody to hear, but still under my breath. Are these pair still arguing? My God, man.
What do you mean by still? Like, since morning?
What does that mean?
I left them like this. Could it be possible to even argue that long?
As you guys make your way around the fountain, and you feel Leaf Dara shaking on your head, and she's just like, no! I know your mother taught you better than this! And you just see the alderman just lose all color, and like, you did not tell me you were bringing her here. Your captain's just like, you have a sick Nefarian. Sick Nefarian needs help. This wasn't a discussion.
Obviously, since they're still standing there. Talking, arguing.
Oh my God. Heated debate. I'll pretty much walk straight up to Mev and just kind of like.
Okay, so you don't even interact with them. You just keep walking then, and then you go straight to Mev.
Yeah, I pretty much nod my head in what's the word?
And while the alderman is like locked eyes with the druid and like watching you guys walk away, the captain's just like.
I'll copy Zenori and nod quickly as we walk by.
So,
Yeah. The alderman's like,
Who is that guy?
no, the alderman's just entranced with the druid. He doesn't see anything else. You just see the druid. It's like Leapdar, like Zenori, you can't see it, but Leapdar is holding up a fist, and you assume that she's flipping him off. She's just muttering to herself, that damn kid, he never learns. He's always been such a little snot. Always been coming and pissing in my woods and blah, blah, blah.
damn.
I do not like it. But you guys do walk around the path to the back. Zenor, you are relatively familiar at this point that about 50 paces from the shed is the Nefarian house. And you see the other two have finished the shed. Like I said, they weren't working. They were just kind of like keeping their distance. But they come to intercept you. And Zovanar is just like running up and he's like, you found her.
Yes, quite.
And right there, he picks her up just like from your shoulders, and he's just like holding her like a baby, and he's like, "My lady, come! She's so sick, and she's just like, yes, I heard. Why?" And you just see them interact as they.
Does this druid's feet ever touch the ground? God, everyone's carrying her.
Well, to be fair, she was in a squatting position for 2 weeks. I don't think she minds.
All right.
But Sobanar takes her into the, essentially the Nefarian's house, which is like a large barn. This definitely looks like a large barn, like it was intentionally a barn and then later refurbished to house a few Nefarians. And Casion is following with you guys, and he's like, Those two have been yelling all day.
My goodness, they have been arguing all day.
All day. Like, a couple of your friends came by and they got yelled out of the property. And
Somebody's going to get chewed out later.
why? Isn't there enough
Well-
yelling?
Oh, the
Yeah, like
commander's...
what's the deal?
Yeah.
Just walk away, man. Please.
I hope the commander isn't in a bad mood after this. He's a good man, but when he throws down, he throws down.
Oh. Must be a slow burn then.
Quite.
And Cassian takes you guys, and he actually invites you guys into the barn. The doors are twice the size of normal doors. The ceiling about 3 times as high because it literally is a barn. And what appears to be like Ekuran stalls have been refitted with beds and little end tables. The beds are very modest, to put it nicely, made out of straw and just essentially a plank of wood underneath the straw, wrapped in burlap with burlap blankets. And in one of those beds, you see Mev, who is unconscious, pale, sweating profusely. And the druidess is sitting on the table right beside her, and kind of at the foot of the bed, out of the druid's way, is Zophanar. Just, he's just kind of crouched down and watching intently.
Zovanar, she's gotten this bad already?
He's like, yeah, she... Almost right after you left, she just keeps going down.
Damn. Let's hope we've made it in time.
And you see him, he just clams up and his eyes just start to water and he just focuses on Mev.
What do you see, Druid?
Oh, I should probably be describing what the druids do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for the druid to give her 2 cents here. She seems to have a lot of them.
I feel like she should just like start flicking pennies at people. She's like, hey, pew, pew, pew.
Just like a slingshot.
Oh, so the druid is leaned over Mev. She kind of set her bag on the table, and you just, if you didn't know what you were looking for, you would just see this pile of sticks and brambles and mossy, just pile of forest on top of Mev. But you have met the druid, and so you see that some of those sticks are actually, like these little gangly arms. And she appears to be like taking some of the sweat and just inspecting, and she's actually not paying you guys any attention. She is completely focused. Occasionally she does reach over into her bag and pulls out a couple of herbs and stuff like that, and just appears to be tending to Mev. And she's like, but then she sees you guys like kind of watching her, and she's like, well, you don't expect me to know right away, do you? Get out! I'll come out when I'm ready. And she gets back to Mev.
All right.
I'm like, all right. But do you need anything from us at all? This place doesn't look like it's got enough to treat anyone.
The druid looks around and she's like, I live in a forest. And this is crap. It's like, I don't get your kind. But just give me a few minutes, please. Like, she's trying to take it in right now. You can tell it's probably been a while since she's been in the population.
Soren will quickly float out of the room and turn back into his little pile of rocks outside, just waiting.
I'm gonna walk back to the commander and the Ardaman and kind of not really even stand back this time. I'm gonna actually interrupt them. And
really quick, before you interrupt them, your camera froze.
You froze.
yeah, it
Oh.
has. It's
I
because
didn't
my
even
camera-
notice.
It's because my when I pop up when I'm using my phone, it pops up with notification. Whenever it pops up with a notification, in this case a low battery, it kind of freezes. So I'll just I'll fix that soon as I can. But
Okay, so we're at the top of the hill now, away from everyone and the barn and stuff like that, and you're with the alderman and your captain.
I'll pretty much stick myself in between the captain and the alderman, and I'll look straight at the alderman and I'll be like, quite sternly, quite rude, and be like, how long has the Nefarian been sick?
And he goes nose to nose with you, and he's like, how in the hell do you expect me to know that? They live down there, they do my work, and they go back at the end of the night.
Clearly you pay attention to the people who care to you.
He's like, I pay them too. What else matters? And hearing a new voice out on the porch, you see gaunt elderly lady, around the same age as the alderman. You recognize her as Ocha, his wife, and she's just in night robes at this point, and she comes out and she's like, he's an imbecile, I know, but she's been sick for about 7 or 8 days. He doesn't know shit. She just kind of looks at him and she's like, and I'm starting to think this is your fault. She's like, I constantly tell you you need to be nicer to other people. And he's like, they're not people. And she's like, she just kind of like raises her hand and he's just like, ugh. Yeah, and he just kind of cows down like she's pissed. Like she's like, you guys have been at it all day. And Mev has been sick for over a week. And I have gotten 0 sleep in the past 3 days. What else is there left to figure out?
Well, we're waiting on the Druid's call on this. If there's anybody who's going to fix her, I'm sure it's her. Otherwise, and I look to the commander, we're going to have to look a bit higher than that.
Commander's just like, oh God, please no. I've had my fill. Of high realm officials. There's a reason I took this assignment out in the middle of nowhere. So yes, if the Druid needs anything, you get it for her. If it's a gold necklace, you get her a gold necklace. If it is a rucksack, you get her a rucksack. I don't give a damn. You help her. Help Mev. And then when all this is said and done, and he just looks over at the alderman, we're taking all your Nefarians and we're adopting them. I'm taking them to my barracks and we are giving them a good place to live. And you're going to have to change your shit if you want any more workers. And right there, just the wife backhands the alderman. She's like, it's your fault. Now I have to do the cleaning. She walks back inside.
So is the alderman still standing there?
Yes. Very disgruntled at this point.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I need to talk to the commander about finer details.
He's like, you know what? don't care. I don't care. Let me know if you do need anything from me, Commander. Just totally ignores you and walks inside. And the commander just, the moment he closes the door, he just, he kind of hushes and moves you down, and you guys start walking down to the barn. The commander's like, it has been a roller coaster all day. All day. And he's just like, if I hear another excuse as to why he has not given them proper furnishings, I'm gonna kill him myself. That's it. I'm gonna kill him myself, and I'm gonna retire in jail. But he's just like, we really haven't learned anything new other than Mev taking a turn for the worst. Right around lunchtime, she went unconscious, and she's just been like that for the rest of the day. But does the druid know anything? And then right there, he notices a pile of rock, and he's like,
For the record, I'm sitting next to that pile of rock.
he's just like, he's just pointing back, and he's like, did you bring these rocks here? Like, what even is...
Do I hear
Don't
this?
worry about it.
You do
It's
hear
like, don't worry
this.
about it.
Okay, I'll make the rocks kind of come together slowly.
Right there, the
and kinda,
commander's just like,
slowly turn over to her. To him.
he's just like, he just looks over at Zenori and he's like, okay, you went into the forest for a druid
Came back to the rock.
and came back with a druid and a pile of talking rocks.
He's one rock.
Technically.
He's like, he's just like, you know what, this is...
Deep breaths, sir. Deep breaths. It's been a long day.
He's just like he's about to... He's like, is the druid in there with her right now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now we can deal with you. And he's like, what in the fuck are you?
He's talking to me, right?
Yes.
He doesn't seem to be happy that I'm there, so I'm just gonna like back up a little bit and keep my mouth shut for now.
I'll lean into the commander and be like, he's quite shy, sir.
I can see that.
I try to pipe in like, it's okay. He's a friend. That's all we need to know right now.
He's just like, he sees how all you guys are kind of... He's just like, here's my thing, though. Where is your mage?
For had a mage.
Where did you come from?
Do I know where I came from?
You know what you know. I don't know. I don't know if you know what you know. You know what you know.
The forest.
Well, that
Clears it up.
That's all I know.
it's like, you know what? Do you have a name?
I am Sorn.
There we go. That's all I need to know. Okay, so it is nice to meet you, Soren. And he just kind of leans over to Zenori. Where in the hell is his mage? Is the druid his mage?
It seems like he coalesced himself, sir.
That's strange. It's like, usually you guys come with mages. Usually you guys come
You're a
with...
package deal.
He's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm gonna go get some drinks. But before I do, and he walks into the house to talk to Druid.
So,
I'm
Soren will get kind of like get behind Moshi and just kind of chill out a little bit. He didn't like that interaction.
Get away from Sword.
I'm like, didn't you say that the druid took you in? Does that doesn't that make her kind of your mage? I'm like,
Wait, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Do elementals like need mages or something? Is that
Tsunori, this does does stir up a recollection for you that even purifiers are overseen by mages. Nanios that are seen in the city typically have companion mages. You do, recall up at Ardile, seeing mages practice trying to summon Nanios in the gardens, but you didn't really think anything of it until now. But yeah, typically they do have a companion mage or creator.
Soren has seen the garden, right?
No, the Tsunori has seen the garden when he was in military training. Or do you mean the memory garden?
The memory garden.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about, where they're trying to summon Nanios? Okay. No.
Nope, that was a funerary practice where the bodies get recycled back into the aether.
Oh no, I know that. I meant is that where they would go also if they were trying to summon an annual?
Don't know.
Okay.
Or do I?
Well, I don't know anything new, but
I'll pretty much convey that. Hang on. Usually, your kind is brought about by magical means, by mages. And it's usually done in one place, the gardens.
Soren is very interested in this, and he'll kind of perk up and kind of get closer to Zenori.
Though, see, my practices are more towards the gods, not so much magic, in a sense. I still practice magic, but not the same kind of magic, so I can't tell you much beyond that. All I can tell you is that I've seen these gardens, and I know what it somehow helps the mages, I guess, bring about your kind.
Because Soren has seen the gardens before, because he saw the lady.
The memory garden,
but he doesn't know what it is. Like, that's what he's referring to.
Correct. And there are, he doesn't know at this time that there are multiple memory gardens.
Okay.
That's all I can pretty much tell you, my large friend. He is large, right?
He's a little bit taller than you, but only because he's hovering. But he is rock, and so having the
very heavy
feeling to him, he does feel larger to be around.
Yeah. Big personality.
Definitely not.
I'll pretty much poke my head in the door as to not be rude and see if the commander has made contact with the druid.
Okay, you poke your head into the door, and as you poke your head in the door, the commander waves you in. And then, he gives you a signal that it's like, hey, just you. So Moshi, Soren, Avanya, you three are left outside. Zenori, I am going to whisper to you.
Okay.
Can I roll to try and eavesdrop on their conversation?
You may.
What kind of roll would that be?
Perception.
Yeah, just standard perception.
That's 22.
Wow.
You little shit. Okay. I will copy and paste you. In the meantime, you three are stuck outside. Talk amongst yourselves. Rude.
I'm very curious. So everyone can see that I'm visibly pushing my ear up against the door, trying to hear what is going on. Like, I'm very
I'm
curious.
just watching.
Soren
Wow.
will kind of try his best to mimic what it looks like sitting down and leaning up against the barn, not trying to listen or anything, just kind of leaning against it.
Moshi realizes what Soren is trying to do and actually like does it. So Soren can copy.
I just want to fit in. Soren will nod at Moshi and kind of mimic her a little bit better.
I notice what the two of them are doing. I'm like, hey, we could try and practice walking.
All right, I'll be the judge and you guys walk toward me.
So I'm talking to Soren. I'm like, so first of all, you it's 1 foot at a time. So let's just try with the legs. And we put your right foot forward first, and I do my own right foot first. And I was like, do as I do, like right foot.
Can I make a performance check to see how well I do at this? Let's see. 12.
You're
Not
clumsy, but you're getting it. You're getting it.
Trying my best.
Way to go, Soren. Here's a sweet bun.
Thank you. He'll put the third sweep into his satchel.
Oh, my face hurts. Yeah. So we spend the rest of the time while we're waiting, and while I'm also trying to stick up my ears and listen, but I also mimic walking extremely slowly to help Soren with walking. I make comments like, "Hey, this is pretty good. You're getting there." So, hey, Moshi, how do we look at the moment?
Oh, totally not discombobulated.
Okay. All right. You got that, Chris?
Yeah, I sure did.
Okay.
That's a long whisper.
It is a very long whisper. Oh, hold on. One more thing. No, you know what? I'll just say it out loud. Okay. So
I'll pretty much be opening the door for everyone to walk out.
good idea. Yes, you open up the door. The Nefarians stay inside, and the captain walks out before you. You all hear the Druid muttering incessantly. And
Is it a single door or a double door?
it is a very large barn door. So it is a double door.
It's like two.
Yep.
Okay. I will cast Mage Hand and kind of shoot one of my hands over and pull the other door open, copying him.
Druid muttering swearing incessantly just stops. And she looks over at Sword and she's like, you are such a curious one. I love you, but stay with them for the night, please, okay? I need to work.
She's kicking me out. Soren will nod and stick with the group.
Walk clumsily back.
I asked Soren, like, hey, Soren, do you have a place to stay for the night?
I mean, he's a rock.
Shake his head no.
Can just,
I offer my residents, say, hey, if you want, you could share my place. I have a rental with the tavern, the innkeep.
Wait, I have a house.
It is my understanding Moshi's roommate just died.
You are correct.
To
I do have an
protect
extra
you.
room. All right.
That
Yeah.
might be better,
Come on.
yes.
And Zenora, you saw your commander off and you are back with the group.
Oh,
Okay.
one question real quick. Do I understand everything that the druid was saying when I was eavesdropping?
Oh yeah.
No more than what I sent you.
Okay.
Okay. I'll pretty much turn to the group and say, how to put this? It seems that the origins are the same, but this seems fixable. I've been tasked with taking a note to the Alchemist. Seems that the Alchemist might be able to provide ingredients or counsel as to the problem of the situation. I have this note that I need to take to them anyway.
She gave you a doctor's note.
Pretty much.
Prescription.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
So I'm going to make my way there. You can accompany me if you like, but
It
I think
is
we're
on
done
the
for
way
the
to
day.
the town square, or the alchemist shop is in the town square, actually.
Yeah.
I definitely follow. I'm saying
So
that.
yeah, so will I.
All right. Fine.
Yo, Mochi, you gotta go from where you guys are coming from. You gotta go across the town square to get to your place.
Yeah.
When you guys reach, you guys walk down the, you gotta walk down the path out of the alderman's property, and you hear a very, very angry wife, and you also hear some things being thrown. You can't tell what she's saying, but it feels like this is a culmination of just stuff that's built up over time. And so you guys keep going. And
I'm not dealing with that. Whoa.
I
Leaving
feel
that
like-
be.
Soren seems really curious, but he'll stick with the group.
Come on, Soren. It's just-
He deserves it.
That's something we don't get into.
yeah, don't copy that.
Oh, yeah.
But walking down, a lot of the town isn't as busy. It does seem like some places are closing, and people are returning to their houses. John Dee's is of course still open, as well as a couple of the other local inns and shops. The Alchemist shop, is also in the middle of closing, and so you guys walk up, the door is propped open, and you see Zigza sweeping in the middle of her shop. Looking into the shop, she has one large counter that she's sweeping in front of that, you presume is the sales counter, and just shelves and shelves of cluttered plants and alchemist mess and stuff like that. And greeted to you at the door is a little half metal, half bone cat. Like a little mechanical steampunk. I'm saying steampunk for description. Cat. You recognize it as a crafted cat. And it's just a little tiny little thing, and you just hear a little meow at the door.
What is this, imposter?
Seeing something that is also not made out of flesh and everything, Soren is like, is this one of my kind?
The cat looks up at Soren and hearing it talk, and is just like, meow.
Soren will sit next to it and let everyone else just go do their stuff.
I nudge Moshi. Hey, look, it's you.
Shut up!
Moshi, as you walk by, the cat kind of splits at your tail.
Get this thing away from me.
I'm sorry. Oh, keep talking. Sorry, my bad. I was interrupted.
Oh, I was gonna say, Zigzag watches this unfold and just kind of like stands ready with her broom, almost like a weapon, but you aren't sure.
Okay. Well, before I interact with them, I'm just going to say I'm sorry, but my phone has completely frozen, so my camera is non-functional right now.
If we use our imaginations, your picture that you have in its place is like the profile of your character, all with wispy hair.
Pretty much. But he walks up to, what's their name again? Sorry.
Zigzag.
Yeah. I'll walk up to Zigzag and I'll say, good evening, Zigzag. Working late, I see.
And she's like, you act like I ever close, Zunori.
Yeah, I know. I have been tasked with, well, actually, just giving you a note. There's a sick Nefarian up at the Alderman's mansion.
As you go to hold it out, she takes it before you and get it ready for her to take it, and she just looks at it. She immediately just recognizes the handwriting, and she's like, Leaf Dara sent you. And she's at the Alderman's house right now?
Yes, it's quite serious.
And she's like, okay, keep talking. I gotta get some stuff. And so she starts rummaging around behind her counter and in her shelves and stuff. And she's like, tell me everything you know. She's like, I know about Galthas. I saw Lawnmow. What else do you know?
It seems to be mostly fatigue. And it consumes a person within seemingly a week, from what I can tell. And in the last stages, the person falls unconscious and goes into a fever. And they're pale. They're extremely pale.
Yeah. She's like, and when they die, their blood is black, right?
Yes, that's the report.
She pulls out a very intricate little gem box, and she opens it up. You guys don't see the contents, but it shines super bright in her face. You see that she her shop isn't well lit, but when that happens, you do see she is this younger, also seems to be very just disorganized and disheveled individual who and she's got the just long black curly locks. She does have a nice tailored dress, but you can see spilt potions and stuff on her. And she holds out the box and then she immediately closes it. And goes to snuff out the lanterns, and she's like, "All right, thank you." And she's about to like run out the door, and then she's like, "Excuse me while can I lock up my shop?"
Oh, excuse me. Let's go.
And so, and right there, she's like, "Where did you get a you?"
And I'll be patting the cat's head as we leave.
She's just so endeared by the sight, and she's like, "I'm glad you two made friends." But she kind of pats the cat inside and locks the door. Locks the cat inside, and he's like, she's like, that cat was this very, very special gift to me. She's like, she's like, "Thank you for your service. I gotta go." And she runs off, runs towards the alderman's house, leaving you guys behind.
Well, it seems that we've completed our task. What shall we do for the rest of the evening?
I asked Nori. I said that, hey, I overheard what the druid and you guys were talking about, and it looks like the same thing that Leaf there showed us at the cave was the same thing that is causing all this. Am I right?
It seems to be the origin, but not the end, it would seem. That's
So
what
it
I
is
gathered.
Okay. So it is reversible, though, the effects of whatever this thing is.
In this form, yes. I cannot speak for all the forest and whatever else the force may be in itself, but the origin, yes.
I see. Thank you for telling me. Mayhaps we could find some kind of cure.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
Soren will float forward and say, "Should I be wearing these?" And he'll kind of like pinch at Ivanya's clothes. he's now realizing he's the only one.
I'm like, I try to keep most of my non what do you call it? Non-dark realm garb hidden still, but I'm like, actually, I don't know. I don't know if your kind actually wears anything. Zenor, did Nanios often have clothing?
Do they often have clothing?
They typically do not have clothing. Sometimes they have articles of clothing, particularly if they are seen with a wizard, but like Ivania, the purifiers that you saw had no clothing at all whatsoever. No artifacts, no, they were just natural.
If you see something you like, let's go get it.
I need a picture of Soren wearing a #1 pet rock shirt.
I'm still curious about that bag of yours, though, to be honest.
It's full of sweet buns.
Speaking of, he'll kind of tug at it and say, "This will do it for now."
Very good.
I can't wait to see Soren just dressed up in like random things. Go into a store. I like that shirt. All right, let's do it.
That's really cool.
So are we gonna break and go to houses and everything for the night?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, do rocks get tired? I mean, I'm tired, but like,
Soren does need to basically hibernate for a little bit. just kind of not move, be like a pile of rocks for a little bit.
Don't we all?
He doesn't really sleep, but he, kind of goes inactive.
Recharge.
How about we reconvene at Joldy's in the morning?
I can get behind that.
I'm down. I'm always there for sweet buns.
You've all speaking highly of this person, so Sorn is ready to go.
All right. So, with the interesting day coming to a close, a new, very eager young member to the party, you guys do turn in for the evening with a plan to convene over breakfast in the morning and over some sweet buns. But that will, Sorn is staying with Moshi, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because he's concerned because her roommate died.
Yeah.
So, that was the entire reason.
I think we're gonna need narration on this next week. But yes, that will conclude our session for the evening. And oh my god, you guys are too precious. But we are actually going to go into the Discord server voice chat for an after party, quote unquote. So if you are not on the Discord yet, it is that way. I'm trying to look at the screen. Discord.me/nerdbird's nest. Everyone is welcome in the Discord, but we are going to go into an after party. And then once again, you'll find links in the about info, and subscribe, like, follow, all those great things. We will be meeting same time next week with our very cute pile of rocks. I never thought I would call a pile of rocks cute, but with that being said, stay safe, stay nerdy, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye!
Bye. See you, everyone.